Sunday shop do 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 Sunday shop do 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 Sunday shop do 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 Sunday shop. That's enough of that. Hello. Bit early this evening, but hey. Hello, Aaron. Yeah, I was following on from D. See if we can get some of D's viewers coming over from down the wormhole. Ooh, ow, itchy leg. As the title says, yes, new spine required here. Decided to go into spasm this week and locked solid last night at work. Deep joy. Tommy, a bloody mower. You grass molester. How you doing? Hello, my dearie. How are you, Jeff? Oh, yeah. Ugh. So, old injury flaring up. Lots of painkillers in use. And yes, other than that, I'm all right. The tier changes in the UK with the COVID stuff haven't really affected me. Hey Connor, how you doing, bud? Long time no see. So yeah, we're still in tier 2 in Norfolk and Suffolk. Although it's very close to tier 4. Always picking back out lifting a bag of spuds. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Mine was already giving me grief, and then what was it sort of Monday it started playing up, and last night I'm not sure whether it was the picking up a large crate of Coke or farting too loudly. One of them put it into full spasm and it just locked solid. So yay. So today has been a mixture of laying there going ow, sleeping, and sitting there going ow. But you know, these things happen. That's why I'm on a bit earlier as well. Painkillers are in effect, but they haven't gone woo-hoo with my head, so we're okay. Actually, I've literally been awake for about 30 minutes, so you know, we shall see how we go. So yeah. What's been occurring in the fish room this week is usually my first thing. Yeah, exactly, Aaron. But I need to do my Christmas shopping. That's far more important. Yeah, go away. Yes, there's not been any changes around here between being locked down and not being locked down. Yeah, so the only change in the fish room this week is Spotty is sat on eggs in the cave again, so more bristlenoses on the way. Great. Although it does look to be a very, very small batch. I mean, we're talking single figures. Bless the ginger is only little. So glad I moved that big old lump out. Mercy killed 2 or 3 kills. Nicely done, Tom. I hope you froze your paintballs first so they just hurt rather than go splat. Always makes the game much more fun. Yeah, so that is about it. I think the Akaras are getting ready. The female's got her tube out, as it were, and has been busy cleaning rocks, so might get some Akara fright, or eggs at least, soon. Everyone else seems okay. The shrimp tank is now planaria free. The fembendazole did the trick. Well, I say planaria free. I've not seen any in over a week. Undertaker, how you diddling? The fry are, well, yeah, they're cribbing and plecking and shellying. You probably see some of the cribs from here now. They're getting quite large. Won't be much longer before I can move some of those on. Same with the bristle. Have you already eaten that half a courgette? Yeah, you greedy buggers. Yeah, that's it, Aaron. It's people just aren't going to pay any attention to the rules or whatever. Because I mean, okay, everyone's had enough, but the longer people carry on not sticking to the rules and doing the right things, I mean, you shouldn't really need bloody tiers and rules anyway. People should be doing the right thing on their own back. But yeah, the longer people are just going to carry on like nothing's happening, the worse it's going to get. But it's okay because I read a post on Facebook that said it wasn't real. Idiots. Yes, so was probably going to go out today and get some more fishies, but I was with my back playing me up. Uh, no visit from Mary today because I wouldn't have been pleasant to be around. It's a case of laying there going, ow, ow, or yeah, pretty much being useless to anyone. So yeah, that didn't happen. Next Friday, maybe next Sunday, we shall see. And if not, I might have first week of the new year off. If I get the holiday I tried to book. Okay, in the neck wax. Sweet. I used to go for the forehead shots. They're good. I was really hurt. Yes, back to fish. So yeah, fishy wise, not a lot going on around here, thankfully. So I probably really should have done it today with the baby, the pleco spawn. I should have moved them into the breeder box today, but I really couldn't be. Yeah, you don't want to be having a bad back and trying to catch baby plecos. It's not a good combination. So I'll get that done tomorrow morning. I'll tell you twice enough. So you got a pair of devil horns now, have you? You get one there and one there, and growing a pair of horns. Bit of a model question: does paint do bad in cold weather like hot weather? Yeah, some people say it does. Some people say it doesn't. Um, I've never really noticed a problem. But, I don't tend to paint outside. I think the people who have trouble with some paints in cold weather or really high humidity basically paint outside. Either an outdoor cave, shed, whatever. But I fancy a bit of airbrushing. Yeah, it should be fine. The only time I go, maybe not, is when it's stupidly hot. One day, was it last summer? No, it was summer before last, I think, where basically the paint was drying in the airbrush. It wouldn't spray properly because it was just drying inside the airbrush. It was that bloody hot. Um, and there's the lovely and super knowledgeable Miss Chevy Fish there. How are you, my dear? Yes, hello, Shelley. I know. Yes. I know there's lots of bubbers in there now, and where the hell am I supposed to go? Yeah, it was just ludicrously hot when it was sort of 42 degrees or something like that. That's 42 degrees C for the Americans. New England Endler. Hello, how the devil are you? My favourite model company. Well, it's not going to be MPC or AMT because they're garbage. Revell is one step above that. slightly above Airfix because they got better detail on the Revell kits. But my favourite model making companies are probably Mini Art and Trumpeter. Oh, hey Leslie, yeah, don't worry about it. I've had worse. As people who've known me for a while will know, I've had worse. It's kind of a historical thing. An uninjured Sharpie is a rarity. Yeah, I do love a Mini Art kit or a Trumpeter Bronco. Tamiya if I'm looking for something to chuck together super fast. That's pretty much my favourites in general. I say the people who know me through modelling, like Aaron, will know I like super complex kits. I look on something with 300 or 400 parts as a one-day build, pretty much. Yeah, I build fast. Baraka. Oh, well done, Chevy. I built plenty of them as a kid. Yeah, clip together a few bits of plastic and then screw the body shell on and all job done. Then they started pre-building them, so you bought them as a ready-made thing, and I was like, nah, no interest in that. Oh bugger, run out of papers. Yeah, I mean, currently I think my stash is mostly Mini Art Trumpeter. I think I cleared out all the Dragon. A couple of Tiger models, maybe Ryefield. A few random Tamiyas. Yeah, it's I think, oh yeah, and AFV Club Ding Hao, they're good as well. Don't think I've got any Bandai out there at the moment. And Games Workshop when I want to paint something a bit of fun usually. Right, back in a few seconds, just gonna, I'll say a few seconds, depends how long it takes me to stand up. I'll get some Siggy papers. Oh gee, oh swear words. Ow. Oh. Oh, ouch. They're getting up was bad enough. Let's see what they're getting back down again is like. Oh, pardon me. Oh, that's better. Yeah, so I'll pretty much build any kit. There are just certain manufacturers I'll try and avoid. Mainly AMT, Monogram, MPC, Mobius, Revell, Italeri, Airfix, and a few of the other, how can we put it, Smur, and the other lower quality Eastern European brands, shall we say. Actually, that just reminded me, I've got the new Tamiya Spitfire up there somewhere. Did a review of it and never started building it. Oh. So still got the Plague Crawler and the Space Marine on the bench. I haven't been up there 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, I did see about that, Aaron, where the Edward warehouse has gone up in smoke. And that's going to be an interesting one to put out. The amount of resin. Well, you know. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. A warehouse fire consisting mainly of burning plastic and burning resin. You're not going to want to be downwind of that, are you? Even I wouldn't want to be. And Who's that jumping around behind me? I mean, someone jumping out of the water. It's got to be one of the Akaras somewhere. Yeah. I reckon it must have been 5G started that off, Aaron. 5G and COVID. Oh yeah. And there we are. That's all I gotta say about that. And that was a weird accent. I don't know why that happened. Aurora models. Oh god. I don't think as far as making models, I don't think they are. There's plenty of old stock, and the molds have probably all been sold to someone like Take Two or Mobius. Someone like that, I would have thought. Someone would have bought them anyway. Again, it's one where they manufactured some cool subject matter. Just the kits were god awful. I seem to remember building one of them, and one of the things that actually said that you needed, now like tools wise, was filler. When the manufacturer of the kit says you need filler to make this, you know they screwed up. Molds, depends on the quality, Aaron. A good modern one, you're looking at tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars. Buying an old one off someone like yeah, again several thousand, I'd have thought. Only the virus spike ones are holidays. Man, Halloween kicked off. Yeah. Yes. It's the holidays. We have to be together. We have to. It is so, Bob. Whatever it is, it is. How the devil are you, Lord Sir Bob? Bob. Which, if you've ever seen that episode of Blackadder, you'll get that joke. Yeah, say they're using the cotton wool or filter floss for smoke. It's kind of a time-honoured thing, but really doesn't look that good close up. Very easy to overdo it. Let's put it that way. It's like the whole blurred prop thing on prop-driven planes. It just looks bad. I understand the idea, but it just looks wrong to me and a lot of modelers. Yeah, so hello, you lot. I know. Yes, stop throwing rocks at the glass. Yeah, well, there we are. As I say, it's that time of year when not a lot happens. Work's busy, and therefore I don't get a chance to do much. Scott, how are you? Shirley Sean, how are you? We'll try not to talk about electrocuting ourselves too much this week. I think some people didn't quite understand that last week, that we were joking with each other, but hey ho. There we are. Nodding off in the chair. Just woke up. Yeah, I spent most of the day either asleep or going ow, so we're okay. As you can tell, I've not even had a shave or trim today. I did remember to brush my hair. That's about as far as I got, to be honest. Oh, and remember to put some trousers, pants on. And now I'm starting to get all the notifications come through on YouTube about all the various people that have been doing things. Yes, hello, Akikara. You don't want food, you've just been fed. I've got off work 4 hours ago. Didn't mean to. No, that's entirely understandable. Generally, by the time I finish work, I'll be asleep within 4 hours. Whether I'm on a morning, an afternoon, or an evening. Like for Johnson, I in grooming and dressing. Yes, I think this is a thing that people don't tend to realise. It's like I have to get dressed to film a video or go online. Yes. Normally, if I'm just bumbling about the house, I've got a day off. Chances are, if I'm not leaving the house, I ain't getting dressed. No, birth announcement is the description of the car. Free squealing with water cooled base. Yeah, it's not really a surprise, is it? You grew up liking cars. I mean, hey, Fish Tropic, how are you? Yeah, I mean, I should probably have a fascination with vans in that case. I was conceived in the back of a van, so trying to will the groceries to carry themselves inside. Oh, no compliance. Is the force weak in you, Bob? Is that what it is? Yeah, the woofers ain't exactly big enough to be carrying around grocery bags for you, are they? You probably eat it instead of carry it. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if you got fish that are bigger than some of your dogs. Conceived in the backyard. I wish that was a joke. Yeah. It's one of those where I reckon if we all knew exactly where we'd been conceived, some of us would be like, what the hell? Our parents were freaks. Hey, for me, it was the 70s. Parents were on holiday. They basically stuck a mattress in the back of a transit van and away they went. Literally. Given how creaky a transit van suspension is, that would probably been fairly obvious what was going on inside it. Grow. Grow, baby Shellies, grow. And cribs. Yeah, how new us is like neighbours to see. Yeah, it's all grid pattern. Yeah, someone's definitely overlooking. Yeah. Evening, Kate. Not locked down, not healthy, but yeah, I'm all right. Hope you're okay. Yeah, still tier 2 here, so life goes on as normal, basically for me. Even a full lockdown now doesn't really affect me at all. Strange as it may seem, still end up going to work. Fish shops are still open. I still buy stuff from Amazon, and I can still see Mary because of the whole social bubble thing. Backyard, aka chicken up for me. 16, 17-year-old standing at a fence. Well, knowing where is one thing, Bob, but knowing the position is probably a little bit much. And the chickens will have seen that as well. Yeah. It'd be interesting to know what goes through a pet's mind when they see their owners making the beast with two backs. Evening, Dan. Well, I know Zach used to rapidly vacate the building whenever anything like that happened. He'd be like, "No, I'm gone. I don't want to see that." They still sell model paint in the packing, or is it singles? Depends on the brand. Fish Tropics. Some come in, so you get like an RAF paint set or a USAAF paint set, or yeah. These days, if I need a colour, I buy that colour because I've got literally hundreds of bloody model paints. So usually something really strange if I need to buy another one. Kay managed to avert the broccolips, overfed the shrimp snail tank after a massive water change. Oh dear. Did he like dump an entire head of broccoli in there or something? Oops. Yeah. I'm holding off on water changes on my shrimp tank. Just want to leave the fenbendazole in there as long as I can, just in case there are like planaria eggs in the substrate, and then hopefully they'll hatch out. There'll still be fenbendazole in there and they'll die. That's the theory anyway. Plus the shrimp seem happy enough doing their zoomies and feeding, and as the rabbit snails weren't as hungry as you thought. Can't remember the name. Oh, I mean, back in the day, you might be looking at testers, Createx, Liquitex. Trying to think of the American paint brands. There's that one that you can't get in the UK called Spastics, for obvious reasons. Trying to think what other ones there are. Emil, yeah, not familiar with that one. So I tend to use Tamiya, Mr. Colour, Vallejo. What other ones? Life Colour, Citadel, AK, Alclad, MRP, UMP, Createx, Liquitex, De La Rowney. Hey Kenny, no, I've not been and got any more fishes yet this week. Okay, was possibly going to be going to get some today, but you know, back problems. It's just flare up of an old injury where it's how can I put it, gone into spasm, locked itself up completely solid last night. So yeah, it was basically just about able to stand at work. Then I got home and basically just collapsed. Speaking of models, found and built that Zoid. The motor don't work. Oh well. Oh, you mean Sean? Bob's booting Sean about. Oh well. Yeah, could have been. Could have been that. What kind of work do I do? Yeah, I just work in a convenience store. So I was able to get away with just standing behind the till for a few hours. Whilst this is where I feel really bad because the person I was working with last night, my colleague, is an older woman in her 60s. And she was lifting and shifting all the heavy stuff because I couldn't. I was treating the shrimp tank for planaria. Again, as anyone who's been around me a fair while knows, I've had planaria in my shrimp tanks for a long time. Finally got sick of the bloody things, so I thought I'd actually use chemicals for once. Older women and nails. I know you are, but there is a part of me that is a gentleman and would go, you know what? I think I should be doing that. But, I think Bob may have hit the wrong button there somewhere. Let's see if I can unhide him. Unhide user. There we go. And you're back again, Sean. I've unhidden you. I don't know what Bob did. I reckon Bob has been moving about and accidentally pressed the wrong buttons. We all know the butt dialing. So I said, we'll let you sit on a stool. Well, we haven't got one. So that's the problem with that. Can't really sit on a stool if you haven't got one. Spinal fusion, and I have some tips. Yeah, it's just old injuries flaring up again. That's all it is. It's just one of them things. It comes from working in a warehouse for a lengthy period of time and just not really paying much attention. Things like holding the racking up using your back while someone rebuilds the upright while all the pallets are still in the rack. Just the general overdoing it. Oh, I ain't got more. Oh, God. Yeah, it's a banana as well. I got the 5 fingers, Scott, so you know. Karma for all the times he made fun of Candy when Bob did. Yeah. Who was it a while back? Was it Aquamate? Stuck his phone in his pocket during a live stream. I forget whose stream it was, and he ended up blocking about a dozen people. Was it one of Pam's streams? Something like that. He had. It's the juice's fault. Well, there you go. You see, as I say, fruit and veg. Stay clear. They're bad for your health. I'm trying to think of it. Yeah. I think basically everything I eat. CBD vape. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't say no. I mean, I have access to CBD, but It's the smoky type of CBD. Worked nursing homes, hospital 20 years. I've tried lidocaine patches. I've not tried lidocaine. At the moment, just ibuprofen and paracetamol. The general go-tos. So I find if I take anything stronger, it's not that it knocks me out or anything. Someone like your back, I want to be able to feel when it hurts, because then I know I'm not going to make it worse, which I've done in the past. You take painkillers that take all the pain away, and you don't realise you're actually making the problem worse than it was. Yeah, I don't get the dizzy problem. Given the amount of chemicals that have gone through my bloodstream over the years, painkillers don't really do too much. Although I did take a cocodamol the other day, and I went a bit funny after that, but yeah. Yeah, I've never tried vaping. Generally, I look at people who vape, and you've got a small group of people who vape who go, right, I'm going to use this, and I'm going to cut down. I'm going to stop smoking. Fine, no problem with that. But people who switch to vapes just because of the sheer size of the cloud they can produce or the different flavors. No. Either smoke or do not smoke. It's that simple. Some resin, never had. Yeah. Yeah, some of the thing that, yeah. It all depends on the resin you get hold of. I used to be able to get hold of pollen, and that stuff would knock you for 6. Yeah. It all depends how much boot polish is in the resin. That's the thing. Mine is the same if you buy the green, you quite regularly get ground glass or sand in the bottom of the bag. Ups the weight, and it looks like crystals of THC. Fortunately, I know all the local drug dealers, and they all know they ain't going to put one over on me. Oh yeah, the Moroccan stuff with henna. Oh man, that's nasty. That is a definite last resort, that stuff. I only got the liquid successful warehouse grow. Yeah, well, there's Mr. Alien World himself. Scotty, how the devil are you, my friend? How is it over there in Alien Land? Sorry, Maryland. The land of Marys, which is actually sounds quite nice to me. Oh yeah. While we're kind of on the subject, that floofy beggar up there, but it's still around in spirit, has discovered a new game he likes to play. He likes to play pull the airline off of the air pump or off of the one-way valve. Hi D. Hi D's work. Hello to Kanakistan from England. Ooh, new job, new job. Ooh, sweet. I have arguing shell dwellers at the moment, arguing over who gets to keep which piece of lava rock in their territory. Cannabis D, not do. That's right. Oh no. Some broken left parcels of the equipment. Yeah, a bit late by then. Yeah, they must have been stoned at the time, Aaron. Although what makes me laugh is the way that the police find the grow labs when they in the winter. It's really easy. They basically just look for the houses that haven't got snow or frost on the roof, and then investigate. Generally, dispensary smells. Oh, damn you, Scott. So you're up there with the aliens floating about on the ceiling. Yeah. And if you need security while you got that sorted, work smells like my house. Legally. Exactly. It's one of those things I never thought I would say, but America seems to be taking the lead on that front. We're still on the drugs are bad, okay? Neighbours were probably didn't think why the council replaced slate with tin. It smells like it. Another spinal fusion. Oh dear, plenty of them around. Now, hopefully, one come with that. It just need to get things lined up again, and they'll probably be allowed crack and crunch at some point. And I'll be like, oh, that's better. New cartridge in. I'm trying. There's a lot of wood now. See you later, D. Have fun at work. Give something cute a fuss for me. That doesn't mean anything with scales. That doesn't live in water. Oh yeah, the old bamboo mouthpieces. Wow. Yeah, no, you can keep them. Be like playing a bloody flute every time you wanted to smoke. I mean, heck, I have thought about just getting a pipe, smoking tobacco with a pipe, but it just seems like a lot of hassle. Just packing it properly and then lighting it and then getting all the pouches and bits. I mean, now I have to go. See, this is a great thing. I can smoke in my own house. Ugh. Yeah, it's always talking about weed while I'm in pain. It's kind of make me wish. But hey, I have you guys to keep me occupied and company, and I have some crazy shell dwellers to watch as well. If I was going to set up a live cam on one of my tanks and just leave it running, it would probably be the shell dwellers. Levels of amusement factor to watch. There's so many of them in there. They're constantly having arguments, little fallings out, adjusting the aquascape. Yeah, hey? Yeah. Oh, no, that bit of sand can't be there. It's got to be there. Right, I'll get it. Oh, pardon me. And yeah, they're all up in the water again, zooming about. Oh, one of my clown loaches. Is he going to swim in my ear? No. Yeah, put the phone up in front of your tank. Watch both. No, not a beer, but still not sponsored. I was gonna do a beer burp. It would be a lot louder. I'll probably have to turn the microphone off, or I'll deafen everyone. Love Monster, get pain with just a brew. Yeah, well, this is second can of Monsters today, and I had a large coffee. Even bananas hurt. Ow. Yeah, but I mean, shouldn't be putting bananas in your face anyway. And not the same. That makes me miss BFC. Monster did years ago. Yeah, I remember that stuff. But, well, I mean, I suppose technically it is because it's the 553 mil or 550 or something. Yeah, 553. So it is technically the BFC. It's just part of the normal range in the UK now. Although I do get a little bit concerned about the, I'll say young uns, probably late teens, early 20s, that are drinking 2 or 3 cans of it a day. And I'm thinking, at your age, I didn't need caffeine. I would like go to bed and wake up in the morning and be awake and alert and ready to go. Back when I had the heavy metal flavour, yeah. Hey, I used to drink 4-day James. Yeah, it sounds pretty much like me. You know. Shall we watch some Shelleys for a little bit? I know Sean would like to. If I can disentangle the camera anyway. That's why HMS Craptop is sitting on the cable. Come on, cable. There you come. There we are. We call them Shelley Dwellies. Oh, that way. Come on, focus. There we go. That way a bit. Might actually get them all in shot. Yay, Shelley Dwellies. They've actually calmed down now. Always the case, as soon as you put a camera in front of them, they stop doing what they're doing. Well, what I would say, Bob, is as long as you've got another day left on your boxes, go visit Ponds and Plants. That'd be far more enjoyable. And somewhere around there are baby cribbies, baby Shelleys, more of them, more baby cribbies, and baby plex. Zoom, baby cribbies and plex. 1, 2, 3. let's get back to. It's at least 4 generations now, I think, Sean. There's got at least 3 different sizes of fry in there. So I think one of the females started a week or 2 earlier than the rest. Oh, down here we have. I'll lift the lid, you can see them, some of them moving. Plecky plex in there. Exactly. You can get 4 days out of a pair of boxers. Right way around, wrong way around, inside out, right way, inside out, wrong way. Let's get my own band page. Yeah, I'll probably gonna have to do something along those lines, Kay. Although I'm not actually sure if it's closer to you than Thetford, but Anglia Aquatics, the place I normally take my fish, is moving from Thetford to Downham Market in the new year, so it might be a bit closer to you. Probably just as impossible to get to, but you know. So if they don't stick, you get red dwarf. Exactly. Swim source, you could. Yeah, either that or just you're just practicing for the naked senior stickball bob. That's the other thing. Even more indirect, yeah, is. But then I'll say it's one of those where most of the fishy cells probably wouldn't go well in your tanks. There's mostly cichlids, so a few live bearers, or the obligatory rack of like guppies, endlers, and platies. Oh, Chevy fish is going commando. Thank you very much, Scott. Yeah, the new rack set up to deal with the multitude of babies that I've got at the moment. And there's more bristle noses on the way. Probably another batch of cribs due any day as well. The electric blue Acara seem to be getting their act together as what to do. Now you miss Crichton. Why, thank you very much, Chevy. I'm quite proud of my rack. Yeah, I can't that hard. I just can't avoid those jokes when women mention racks, or when people start showing their puppies on a stream. It's very, very difficult for me not to say anything. Exactly. Chevy knows how much I behave myself on Father Fisher's streams, and they think I'm being rude. Oh dear. Whoopsie. It's Spazzy. Oh, there he is. We'll see the bestest, coolest fish there is. Let's have a look. Here he comes to save the day. Spazzy boy is on his way. There you go. There's the star of the show. Or stars. The things people really want to see. Not my face, anyway. Dino dude. Oh, we'll get a better shot this angle. There he is. Oh, Spaz. Oh, and there goes Dave as well. Show everyone that big white belly. Have you ever seen a fatter bashir than that? I have no idea what he's eating now, though. Fruit, peaches and melons. Yeah, nice pears. Oh. think a moose or deer antlers. Yeah, it's, we each have our own idea. Yeah, so when I think of moose or deer, I think of lunch. Especially this time of year, a nice old deer steak goes down well. Great fun for upsetting the young uns too. What are you eating, Uncle John? Reindeer. See that right there? That's Rudolph's butt cheek. You won't be getting any presents this year, kids. Why? Because I've eaten the reindeer. That's steak Canadian. Was that frozen? What have I got to do? What have I got to do tomorrow? Yeah, I'm back on water changes tomorrow, so that's going to be fun. I meant frozen because it's Canadian. Don't worry. Yeah, Canada, where the tap water comes in cubes. You can actually carry it home from the lake in a net. Yeah. Oh no, not Johnny Vegas. I've never been a fan of Johnny Vegas, although Shooting Stars was awesome. The amount of Brits these days that don't get it when you start calling in the dove from above. Well, ask what are the scores on the doors, George Dawes. Yeah, it's let alone when you start going to Iranu or Uvavu, and they get really confused. That joke only works if people understand the source from the joke. You know, but anything with Vic and Bob is going to be funny. I mean, completely random and weird, but it's going to be funny. He's a bit older and not as full. Yeah, that was. Just that bit too much character as it was. Like, dial it back a little bit. Just be natural, be yourself. Don't have to put a show on. If you're funny, that'll do. Yeah, anything with, I say, Vic Reeves, Bob Mortimer, it's just going to be weird. Just realising that factory reset my phone. Yeah, mine had an update last night, so I've had to basically reset everything to how you want it to be because it decides. Yeah, you've got your notifications for this turned off. We'd better turn them back on for you so you can hear all the annoying bings and peeps. No, the phone is a tool for me to use. It's not in control. I didn't enjoy the series. So I think I saw a couple of episodes of Taskmaster when it started, but and kind of got bored. That's probably several years back now. Taskmaster started. All on YouTube. It blocked all the Google tracking apps. Sometimes I won't let me play music or update. There you go. Yeah, that whole, well, you can't do this because we don't know where you are. Not really. Yeah, mine came up with something the other day that you need to do this extra security thing because we think you might be at risk. I'm like, what of? Oh, and I am going to have to go visit the little boy's room. Maybe slightly longer than normal because there are stairs involved. Have a look big. Before I disappear, however, Time Team is now on YouTube as well. It's actually the official Time Team channel. It's putting full episodes out. Oh, so you can see Tony Robinson from like 30 years ago. Ouch, 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 ouch. Right, back again. I've not watched anything on TV. I haven't watched any TV shows for years now. Yeah, nothing. Basically nothing I would find enjoyable to watch. There's all the decent stuff turns up on YouTube anyway. And the things I'm normally interested in tend not that. See, things I'm interested in tend not to make it on TV anyway most of the time. Well, so, Mr. Blobby. Yeah, no, it was never a good idea, Sean. Mr. Blobby, big pink thing with yellow spots that basically ran around falling over things. Match of the day, I didn't bother with that anymore. Taskmaster I've not watched. Animal programs, Doctor Who. I stopped watching Doctor Who in the 80s. I've seen a couple of episodes of the newer ones, and doesn't do it for me, I'm afraid. Generally, if I'm watching animal-y stuff, it's normally on YouTube anyway, so I can go, I want to watch a video about this certain animal. Okay, normally a fish or a cryptid. And then I can watch videos purely about that exact species and people who know what they're talking about. And not some species you're never going to be able to keep as a pet or anything like that. People always want to show the big animals, the big impressive ones, but it's the smaller ones that are more important. The bottom of the food chain is more important than the top. There's something always take over at the top, but if you lose the bottom of the food chain, you're screwed. Daniel, in nerd moment. Thinking about removing the police sign from the TARDIS. Oh dear. Why? The TARDIS is a police phone box. While you're saying that, probably most of the people who watch it these days have never seen a police phone box. Most of them have probably never even used a phone box. Not even for the reason that most of us have used a phone box. As somewhere to pee when we're rather drunk and it's late at night and you can't find a toilet. It's a cubicle with a door. What more do you need? The inside's normally covered with, how can I put it, posters, adverts. Yeah. Oh, we don't think it fits in with today's climate, and go away. McDonald's pea cup. Yeah. And I'll be honest, when I leave off work at 11, not so much this time of year, but during the summer, yeah, I think most weekends or Friday nights and Saturday nights when I left off at 11, there was someone peeing somewhere random in town as I walked home. That's usually what happens. I think it's actually illegal to pee up the wheel of your car. Not someone else's car. Although if you're that drunk, you've got to pee up the wheel of your car, you really shouldn't be getting in your car. There's a 5-hour getting heat all the time. Yeah. But, you know, the TARDIS comes from a different time period. It's not like, I mean, it wouldn't work with today's one, would it? It'd be a handheld radio. Unless it was like Doctor Who, the Borrower's edition. I think it's the same with all aspects of life these days, where people have to update things. We've got to make it better. We've got to improve it. No, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah, I did hear late there was a lady doctor. I suppose I should pay a little bit more attention, but so I miss the wobbly cardboard sets. And most of my memories of Doctor Who are in black and white. I mean, it might not have been filmed in black and white back then. It might have been available in colour, but Red chat didn't reply to you backing up the phone on the PC. There we go. What did you miss? I went for a pee, Bob. That's about it. Other than that, we've been talking Taskmaster and Doctor Who. 2 programs I don't watch, which is quite impressive. There's Big Tank Hank showing off the guns. Ow, I shouldn't do that because it hurts. John Pertwee, the best doctor. Yep. Wurzel Gummidge himself. Mind you, I suppose if you got kids to watch Wurzel Gummidge these days, it'd scare the hell out of them. Yeah, I think Sylvester McCoy was the last one I watched. Did it go Pertwee, Davidson, McCoy? There's Peter Davidson was after. That was after his stint in All Creatures Grunt and Smell. It's okay. You want to move that rock. I get it. Tom Baker. Oh yeah, Tom Baker was Tom Baker with the huge scarf wrapped around his neck about 30 times and still hung down to his knees. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm the same with the Sherlock Holmes. For me, Sherlock Holmes is in black and white. It stars Basil Rathbone. And it's about an hour long. Yeah, the proper original Hound of the Baskervilles and things like that, none of you. Although, segue from Doctor Who, because Chris Eccleston did play Sherlock Holmes at one point. And yeah, it was all he's playing accurate to the character, blah blah. Basically, I meant Sherlock Holmes was a drug addict. Yeah, he kind of pulled everything together into one cohesive whole, and made new Wurzel. Yeah, doesn't work. Wurzel Gummidge is one character. You can't replace Wurzel Gummidge. Yeah, it'd be like no, that'd be like replacing any of the characters in Red Dwarf with someone else. It just wouldn't work. It was bad enough when they replaced the original Kachansky with new Kachansky. She just didn't fit in. Easy on the eye, got to admit, but not Kachansky. Although the original Kachansky, I did expect her to start singing Happy Birthday every time she came on. I know, we're at a monster. Yeah, so back to Fishley's. Amy Pond. Yeah, there's always talk of more Red Dwarfs being made, and they always suck. Swallowing my arm, so I don't slip the bracelet off. Got everything else's bracelet. Oh, bless. You ain't getting cankles, are you, Bob? Yeah, I wasn't exactly a fan, Kay, but it's just one of those things where like you should be wearing some silly short skirt, mad hair, and be dancing. Cheryl, hello, my lovely. How are you? copy the emoji. Yeah. So yeah, back on fishies. So still not sure what I want to get next. Chances are it's probably going to be another pair of pistos or such for the 10-gallon. Oh, just woken up, bless you. And then I'll say it's toss up in there. Still kind of undecided whether to go with some Golden Wonders or what. We shall see. Something will turn up. Something pretty and friendly will turn up. So you don't remember it before, not before my time. Child of the 70s, so I remember all the 80s. Just the 90s I don't remember. Well, about 94 to 2002, I don't really have much recollection of. Yay, Ember Tetras. Hang on, ordered? Oh, yeah, because lockdowny type stuff. Yeah, so Ember Tetras is something that everywhere has around here. Usually absolutely tiny, but yeah, I think there's something like 5 for a tenner in Pets at Home and that kind of place around here. What's up, Ian? Yeah, nothing too much, just some minor back problems, as usual. Wouldn't be me if I didn't have a random injury. Yeah, there are still a couple of Ember Tetras left in there, believe it or not. Well, there were. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Yes, 2 Ember Tetras left. Lowest temperature anyone has had success hatching baby brine shrimp. I think it's about 16 degrees in here, Kay, and I've got baby brine hatching up there. Only 3 left. Oh, bless. Well, so I've got 2 in here. I've got 4 in the 10-gallon. There were 8 in here, but a few died off, and I think Spaz has nobbled a few as well. But yeah. So yeah, we've still got 2 Ember Tetras, 1 Copper Harlequin Rasbora, and somewhere in there is a juvenile guppy. I'm guessing it's just not big enough yet for Spaz to eat. Don't hatch it, amazing. Just buy it frozen. Yeah. I haven't got a freezer. That's the thing. So I always use one of the hobby brine shrimp hatcheries, same one that Dan uses, and yeah. People keep going on about, you got to get the eggs, or what? Got to get the eggs out and all this blah blah. I'm thinking, huh? That automatically just sorts them. The eggs stay on the outside, and the brine shrimp go to the middle. Yeah, don't have a freezer or a dishwasher or a clothes dryer. Yeah, exactly. Mine is just at house temperature. The kitchen's too small, Bob. Basically. Yeah, I could have a fridge freezer, but I use the top of the fridge as a work surface. So it's just a worktop level sink. Worktop level fridge, sorry. But yeah. Dishwasher, I do the washing up like once a week. Because it's only me, and most of the time I eat things that come in plastic packets. So just get a dirty fork or spoon. Last time was mine, I don't think the hatch rate was as high. Yeah, I think it's probably some kind of shelf life on the eggs, to be honest. But yeah, I didn't get so much out of this lot, which is the bottom of the bag. So I'll have to just get some of my normal eggs and chuck them in there and see what happens. His father fish was causing a lot of confusion today with decapsulated and hatching and non-hatching, and people were getting rather kerfuddled. And I was just like, yeah, I'll just buy the eggs off Amazon, stick them in the thing, and the next day I had baby brine shrimp. It's really not that difficult. I'm not going to be bothering to like soak them in bleach solution to decapsulate them and blah blah blah. I mean, literally all I do with mine is it sits on top of one of the tanks. At the moment, it's sat on the top of the Shelly tank. When I water change that next, it'll probably end up sitting on top of there. But yeah, it seems to hatch perfectly fine. Yeah, I saw some of that stream had to turn off as I got frustrated. Yeah, that can happen. Triops, yes, I did actually have some triops at one point. They're yeah, a similar creature. They do get rather large for that kind of a creature, but yeah, triops are cool. Mark's shrimp tanks was breeding them at some point. I think they all died off. Yeah, I bought one of those starter kits off of Amazon years and years ago. It was basically just a clear plastic tub, some eggs and some salt, and basically just add water in, job done. And someone said using green water was best because then if you put green water in, they eat the green water and they carry on growing. Unfortunately, I got the green water out the pond and there was a damselfly nut larva in there and it ate them all. So at one point I did have a pet damselfly larva. Or was it a dragonfly? One or the other. Or caddis, one of them. But he turned his spare tub into a triops pond. Cool. These paper plates mostly. Exactly, Bob. Save on washing up. I mean, if I buy a microwave meal, I'm not going to take it out of the packaging and put it on a plate just so I'm eating off a plate. I'll just leave it in the packaging. Yeah, so I just buy a doofer of. Just like go to Amazon, just buy a pack of triops eggs and see how you go, Atkins. Ian, sorry, it can't go that bad. Yeah, I think he kept going over it, but I think he was confusing himself at points. Basically, you got the encapsulated, which is how they are naturally in the wild, and they're the ones that you're most likely to buy and hatch in a hatchery. You get the decapsulated, which are either hatching or unhatching. The unhatching ones are basically the dead ones, have been freeze dried. Hatching ones just hatch a little bit quicker and don't have the shells. That's pretty much it. Tank tour, hello Warrior Games. Yeah, well, unfortunately the camera won't reach quite a lot of them, but 50-gallon Akara and Bashir tank behind me. Those are, well, and the one below it, it's all grow out rack for crebensis and bristlenose fry. A glowy lighty, get my hand in and shot. That glowy lighty thing down there is my shrimp tank. Actually, we're not too filthy in here today, so we can have a quick look. So Down there is the shrimp tank. Freshly planaria free, even though you can't see any shrimp at the moment. Over there we have the fluvial fish farm. Excuse the mess. And then the others are around that corner. You can't see them. But yeah, just a few. I think I'm up to 15 at the moment. Found is selling in Europe. It produces his own Triox eggs at home and got a YouTube channel. Oh, result. I'll be getting requests to improve members Facebook like messaging me told me request permission. Yeah. The shrimp tank is a 20 litre, so 5 gallon. Any funky coloured? They seem to have settled down now into reds, blues, blacks, and greens. Okay, there's a couple of green in there, mostly red, a few blues, and I'm getting quite a lot of black ones now. Just black cherry shrimp with the white stripe down the back, so they look like I got a spine. I might nick one actually and put it in myself. And now we don't have the planaria in there anymore. They might actually survive a little bit longer as well. Now, when I can grow a successful cherry shrimp colony in a tank with cichlids or in a tank with a betta, but the one that is purely shrimp struggles, that would be the planaria killing the shrimp then, because it's the same water in all the tanks. So finally the phone has restarted. Yeah, so I've got my food pack from Mark's shrimp tank, so I'm going to start feeding those to the shrimp, see how they like those. They've already had a bit of the biomix and the nettle mix, and they both went down quite happily. When show's done, tank ready. She'll send me green jades from Danny. Oh, sweet. Yeah, so my greens have just turned up. Whoever had babies and some of them came out green is what's happened in there. There's nothing I can take credit for. It's just shrimp doing shrimpy things, and pardon me, no planaria come from. Yeah, I have no idea where they came from, Leslie. I just kind of arrived one day. I have no idea. I mean, unless there was some eggs on a plant or something like that, but the tank had been as it was for months, and then so what's that little wiggly white worm thing? Oh, cool, never mind. Next thing I know, I'm pulling them out in the test tube full as a trap. They're dormant in the environment like house dust. Yeah, so they just turn up. Yeah. So I've been fighting them for what, year and a half, and I've finally got around to using a chemical to kill them. So, yay! Which does mean now that those 3 tanks have each got a nerite snail in as well now. Well, they did have. I don't know where. Oh, there's one. I don't know where the other 2 have got to. I've either escaped or they're cleaning up somewhere. Yeah, I mean, they're just one of those, again, like brine shrimp where the eggs just survive anything. And then They find the right place and they come to life and start eating all your shrimp. Basically, evil little arse stewards. I guess the law change work, select what apps get installed when you first boot up. Result. So you don't have to fill half the phone's memory with stuff you're never going to use. So you turn it off and then you go, oh, right, now this won't work, and this won't work, and this won't work, and this won't work because I've turned Google Maps off. Really? There's a way to prevent them. It's not a change of subject, Leslie. It's fishy stuff. Is there a way to prevent them? Yeah, fish generally. If you got fish in the tank, you won't have things like planaria because the fish will eat them. Especially things like smaller live bearers, things like guppies and platies. Shell dwellers, they'll eat them as well. Yeah, generally they're not an issue in a tank unless it's a shrimp tank. And then there's nothing to eat them. But they will quite happily eat the shrimp. Don't overfeed and good maintenance, yeah. Yeah, someone was overfeeding and not doing enough maintenance. Normally, yeah, they're normally all over the place anyway. Exactly. And I've had detritus worms, I've had planaria, I've had pest snails, or as I call them, snails. Yeah, if you've got guppies in most of your tanks, you're not going to see planaria. Probably won't see hydra either, or hair algae. They'll eat all of it. Unfortunately, yeah, detritus worms are good. They move around, they break down the stuff in the substrate and make everything better. It's got a new 20-gallon, putting tropical mollies in the 3 Ocean Rocks black salmon air pump, the biggest project. Sweet. Yep. Mollies live bearer. Unless you want lots and lots and lots of mollies, I would only get females. And then they're probably going to be pregnant anyway, but hey, at least you only have 1 or 2 batches to clear. Most excited when I see sea shrimp and daphnia. Exactly. All these, well, not all, most of these small critters actually do real good for the tank. Detritus worms. Clear the detritus. Yeah. Snails, again, clear the muck up. Big gunk things, make things better. Sea shrimp, daphnia, they're all really good things to have in a tank. The hydra and planaria, not quite so much, because they will eat your livestock. Yeah. Too much food. If you put too much food in the tank, you'll get lots and lots of unwelcome visitors. Cheryl's got cories, ottos, bristlenoses, embers, and cardinals all together in a tank. Yay! That's going to be a busy and fun tank. Busy and very fun tank to watch. Nice and bright as well. Cories bumbling about at the bottom doing what cories do. Bristlenose occasionally turning up and scaring everything out of the way. Otto's just ottoing, and then the embers and cardinals trundling around doing their own thing, being bright and pretty. Very nice. Female, yeah, they're less aggressive, and if you haven't got any males in there, they're not going to breed. Hydra is different. Yeah, Hydra's kind of like a freshwater anemone. Yeah, it's a different microorganism. Kind of looks a bit like a palm tree. But yeah, Again, things like guppies will eat it, so it's not a problem. Generally, if you've got a fish tank with, if you've got a tank with fish in it and the fish are around an inch or more long, you're not going to get planaria or hydra, because they get eaten. If you've got real small nano fish, then you might get some, because they might just be too big for the nano fish to eat. Endler male that sneaked in. That happens. Yeah, the thin little tree looking thing. Yeah, it looks like a little palm tree. So that is the problem with shrimp tanks, or shrimp only tanks, especially for the nanos like the Neos and the Caradinas, is that the things that you would normally have in a tank that would eat the things that could kill the shrimp, like the planaria and hydra, will eat the shrimp as well. So as I say, this from the guy that had a African butterfly cichlid tank that had a healthy cherry shrimp population in it. Yeah, 70 odd shrimp in there with 3 butterfly cichlids. Planaria is it's the flat white one that looks like it's got a triangular shaped head. Oh yeah, well I mean planaria do the same. If you cut planaria in half, you just get 2 planaria. It doesn't kill it. Same with hydra, you cut a bit of it off and that bit grows another hydra. Yeah, things like those. I mean, no, we don't want eternal life. Heck no. To be able to replace bits as they wear out will be good, but who wants to live forever? I don't. Wouldn't be able to haunt anyone then. Yeah, same black worms, chop them in half and you just get 2 worms. Not the same with earthworms. If you chop them in half, you get 2 halves of a dead worm. Yeah, like blackbeard algae. Yeah, I've got blackbeard in there. It doesn't bother me. I mean, bristlenose eats it, so yeah. Don't put a bristlenose into a tank with blackbeard algae because it'll eat it, but because most of them don't. I just got a weird one that will. If you have an air pump, do you need plants? No, you don't need plants, but plants are always better to have in a tank than to not have. They're part of your filtration system. They look pretty. They give the fish something to feed on. Not by eating the plants, by eating the stuff that lives on the plants. And yeah, live plants are easy, easy enough. You just don't go with the trickier ones. Go with the easy plants. Things like crypts and stem plants, anubias, java fern, moss. Just stick them in, job done pretty much. Because plants feed on the things you want out of the water. And floating plants are even better. Because when you pull out a handful of floating plant, because you've got too much in there, you're basically just pulling out a handful of stuff that you didn't want in the water. Nitrates and ammonia and stuff like that that fish produce on a basically constant level. In that way, fish are a bit like mice, and they just constantly pee. Crypts make me feel good about my ability to grow plants. Well, so this is basically all crypts in here. So some of them are getting quite large. We've got some Wendetii, Forget what the big tall one's called now. But that needs a good chop back. There's another one on this big thing up this corner. That's one crypt. That's like 2 or 3 that are grown out of one. Yeah, to me, it's about the closer you can get to a natural ecosystem in a tank, the easier it is to look after the tank. And as Lucas says, let Mother Nature do the work. My display tanks, as it were, like this, if I miss water changes for a week, it doesn't do any harm. I mean, obviously, the Pleco tubs, they need water changes at least once a week, and filter cleans at least once a week, if not twice, which is what I'm not looking forward to tomorrow. Yeah, also I've tried floating plants in with my Shelley's shown that they're not producing enough waste to keep the plants alive. That's the problem. What is that floating on the surface in there? I have no idea. Probably decaying plants. What size are the fry tanks? These are 22 litre, which is 5.5 gallon, and they're Crebensis. Let's grab the camera, it'll be easier. Oh, dodgy camera work time again. So in this one, we have teeny tiny baby Crebensis and teeny tiny baby Ricinus Blackos. See a few of them scootering about. In that one, we have baby shoulder-welling cichlids, Neolamprologus similis. That one is larger Crebensis and larger Ricinus Blackos. Some long fins in there. That one up there is exactly the same stuff, because it's that one just split between 2 tanks. Empty but ready to go for the next lot of babies. How do you get my email address? So I suppose the easiest way is for me to type it in chat, and then remember to check my email at some point. That's another one of those annoying pingy things that phones do. If I can remember what it is. Something like that anyway. Yeah, thank you. Right, yeah, I'll say just the reason 2 of them are looking rather brown is they got fresh pieces of wood in there. So we're just waiting for the tannins to leach out. And then the water will be clear. I mean, you can see the colour difference between that one and that one. That one's been leaching out a lot longer. Oh, that's looking a little bit dull in there, but hey, it's probably more to do with the lights that are on the tanks than anything else. Being cheapy old under-shelf lighting, which does all the weird colours. And I'm not a fan of weird colour changing lights. Tends to give me a skull ache. So that might be one of the things I get myself after Crimbo. Well, see what we might get for Crimbo, but yeah, thinking maybe getting a couple of micro lights just to stick over the top of these. Just some of the basic ones, nothing spectacular. It doesn't have to be a special plant light, because let's be honest, all there is in those tanks is moss and anubias, so I get enough sunlight coming through the back door most of the year. I'm not a fan of that actual colour bluey white light. It's a bit stark for me, from my eyes, let's be honest. I tend to live in the dark most of the time. As you can tell by my complexion. There's not a lot of sun hits this skin. So, what else? Is there anything else going on? Black and white. Black and white Daniel is still black and white. It's just how I don't. Still, no one knows what happened to that bloody Danio. Is there anyone out and about interesting in here? Yes, hello, Akaras. If I go to feed you now, you're just going to go nuts. So I'm not going to feed you because you didn't get fed much more than an hour ago. Eh? Yeah. You couldn't. Yeah. No, you're scaring people away from your nest, are you? You're cleaning your rocks down there. Just fed you crayfish and she's buried. Oh dear. Chevy's about to get over on with crayfish. Either that or in a few months have some really, really yummy meals. Depend on the type of crayfish. Oh, just got to grab more drink. Oh, jeez, look. Wow. Swear words. Ugh. Well, things are getting better because I can actually pick up a 2-litre bottle of Coke now, so. Sunco Light. I shall have a look, see what's available on Spamazon. I don't really do the Fleabay thing, but yeah. Spamazon. I mean, I'll say the Nycrew lights are pretty cheap over here anyway, so probably not going to be that much of a difference. I say Nycrew, they're probably one of the 6 or 7, 8, 9 brands of light that will come out of exactly the same factory. They just stick a different label on the box. Because the light on the shrimp tank and the light on Engelbert's tank, same light. They're mine licked. But if you were to look at them, you'd say that's a Nycrew. Because they are exactly the same thing. So I don't need like day-night cycles and adjustable lighting and blah 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 for fry tanks. I just need a light. I'm not going to go getting a fluval light and sticking on them, let's be honest. Yes, I do drink Coke straight out of the bottle. It's only me that drinks it, so there we go. Yeah, sicklists are not over on you. Crayfish are just crunchy little snacks. Oh, actually, Sean, you were right. We've got another generation of shoal dwellers. I just spotted some more newborns. Biocontrollable steroids. Yeah, could do, but by the time I've faffed about with all that, it'd probably work out just as cheap to buy a couple of lights. Just sit them across the top of the tanks and plug them in. Because I've got plenty of spare plugs down the back there. I think I've got. Yeah, I think I've got 5 more plugs, standard daylight bulbs in my lamps. No, my God. Yeah, you probably wouldn't have seen them because they are absolutely minute. I only just spotted them. But yeah, it's got 2 males and 2 females, and they're not both producing at the same time. So we're getting different size batches from each female and different times, and at some point I'm going to have to move some of them out, I think. They're easy enough to move. And just lift the top of the tank whilst paying close attention to which shells the adults run into, and then pick the other shells up and just stick them in the grow out tub. It's that simple, because in the clip lights that run CFL 7500s, flood lead up there. Yeah, I know. It's just I'm lazy. I like to just plug it in and forget about it kind of thing, and I like to treat myself. And so, and I don't like any extra light if I can help it for my eyes. I don't deal well with bright lights. Someone will say, "Oh, it's dark already," and I'll look and I'll go, "No, it's not." I mean, it is now, but I'd still wander around there without a torch. I can see perfectly well by starlight and moonlight. I don't need daylight. Already home. Got to chase a human fry. See you later, Dan. Have fun. Yeah. Well, I won't be feeding shell dwellers and crebensis to Spaz K. Fish I can get money for don't get fed to Spaz. And say guppies ain't going to get money for. If I take guppies into a shop, they get used as live food for big cichlids and things like that anyway, so I may as well use them to feed my big fish. I'd say that is the last of the guppies in there now. Spaz has now basically eaten all 50 of them. Fish keeping vampire. Yep, that's it. I don't do bright light. Pardon me. Heck, I've even kind of got the hairstyle for it. Well, if it weren't so long at the back, I've got the right slick back hair for a vampire. Light box next to bed to use when I wake up. Yeah. Generally, if I sleep in the dark. I mean itchy nose. The light coming from my LED alarm clock the other side of the bedroom is enough for me to see by. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I know that's quite scary, but yeah, I can see by the light from that, so I don't need anything brighter. As for getting up in the morning at the crayfish mum's name, Spaz. Oh, poor Spaz. But hey, old age, you can't complain about, can you? Can't stand warm or yellow light. Who sleeps in the dark? Nobody watches ghosts. I have ghosts, Fish Tropic. I have a shadow person that lives upstairs, and I have that awesome dude that lives downstairs. Our closet doors stay open. I ain't scared of no ghost. I've been living with them most of my life. I'm used to them. I'd probably get more worried if there weren't one in the house. I mean, the shadow person is something that attached to me from somewhere because I didn't have a ghost. Charging hippo. Thank you very much, Bob, for the super sticker. Something about to go zoomies and charge headlong into something. Does that mean you're about to do the laundry? Are you going to be brave? Cheryl's got rid of a few. Yeah, I'll say they don't bother me. Yeah, it's normal. You know, I've been around ghosts since I was about 5 or 6, so I've lived in haunted houses, and now hearing someone walk around upstairs when I know I'm the only person in the house doesn't bother me anymore. Seeing the shadows standing at the top of the stairs don't bother me. I don't think I'd make a very entertaining ghost hunting show. There wouldn't be any of the jumping and screaming and going, "Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!" Oh, hello. How are you? I see you. So we're discussing it a while back. It's one of them things where I think as children we're all more open to these things, and we can sense, experience things like that more regularly. But obviously, as we get older and more jaded, that kind of sixth sense kind of cuts off. Whereas if you keep experiencing it, that sixth sense stays running. Hey Griffin, how you doing? Sage and salt. It doesn't cause any grief or hassle. Doesn't do anything scary or upsetting. Just hangs about. Say hello to it every once in a while. Keeps it happy. Yeah, whoever it may be. And I'm pretty sure it probably followed me back from one of the cemeteries in Norwich. I'm going to go fix some sweets. I'll see you all later. Yeah, see you later, Sean. Enjoy your grub. Don't eat anything I wouldn't eat. Garlic and dragon's blood incense. Someone debate if it's limbo. Yeah, for me, with little Zachy the cat, he's here because he wants it. He wants to be here. If he didn't want to be here, he wouldn't be. It was 2 days after he passed that he turned up. And as for the shadow person, I'll say it's attached to me, as it were, or followed me home from a graveyard cemetery that is probably 300-400 years old. So it's been around a while. So yeah, they're welcome to stay as long as they don't cause any trouble. I mean, Zach's the only one that does, because he likes to pull the airline. He likes to play with airlines. Shadows can attack if you give him reason to. You know, if something like that happens, then yeah, I'll do something about it. But it's not bothering me at the moment. It's just there. Just hear footsteps upstairs, see the shadow on the staircase or at the top of the stairs. That's it. So I find that if you just acknowledge these things, just say hello, as it were, they don't bother you. I just think of it as it's just a person, and yeah, you just say hello, how are you? Every once in a while, no worries. It's only if you start ignoring them or and it's like a lot of the people say after I just use Ghost Adventures as an example. And they get people to investigate, and then they antagonize things, and then the problems get worse. Whereas I'm not scared of what I've got. I acknowledge what is there, and it doesn't give me any grief. You got an outside shadow, won't come inside. Possibly got something inside as well, then, Pasui. You might have a cat, literally. If you've ever had a pet cat that's died in your house, you could well have a ghost cat. Because there are other cats around here that I'm friendly with. Obviously, I'm friendly with all of them. Let's be honest. I like giving something furry a fuss every now and then, and most of the time they'll come up, they'll have a fuss and belly rubs and all that good stuff. Every so often they'll just do a runner. I'll step out of the house, cat will be there, and it will just run. No reason to. Normally it come to me for a fuss, but it'll run. I'm thinking that's probably when I've got my little furry buddy right beside me as I'm leaving the house, escorting me to the edge of his territory. And keeping other cats out still, because still the only cats that come into my gardens are the neighbours' cats, which were Zach's friends anyway, so they're allowed. Steve Huff is light worker when he turns that put on. Yeah, there's, as I say, there's all sorts of weirdness and stuff that we don't understand how, why, what. But there are too many people who have experienced too many things to be able to say there's no such thing. But you can't prove it. That's the problem. It's until someone manages to prove things. Yeah, if you're not there to experience it, if once you, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it, Cheryl. That's when I most notice my little buddy. So when I lay down for a nap, he normally jumps up. Well, he always used to jump up and have floofy snoozes with me. And yeah, he still jumps up. I feel him go flump onto the armchair beside me. On myself and Mary laying there on a Sunday afternoon, he tends to try and go to sleep on Mary's feet or where her feet are, and then she has to move her feet out of his way. But yeah, if you've not seen it or experienced it, you're not going to believe it. Once you've had an experience that you can't deny, then you got to believe. Yeah, mistaken for your own cats. Turn over, there's nothing there. Exactly. So the trick there is to not get scared. It's not like, oh my god, oh my god. It's like, oh, ghost cat. Oh, Fluffy. Yeah. Don't bother them, they don't bother you. Exactly. It's nice that they still want to be around you, isn't it, Cheryl? They're looking after you. Yeah. Well, I used to work at Snetterton Model Shop. Snetterton is a small village just down the road from me. Also a racetrack, and at the time it was a Sunday market as well. Big Sunday market. But originally it was a World War II airbase. And yeah, doing security work down there. I say security work, it basically is either driving or cycling around the site, making sure no one's breaking into anything. But yeah, that place got spooky in parts. I got told no. Yeah. Don't bother going down that area. No one will ever go down that area. Why? I go down there all the time during the day. Go for a look. Oh right, yeah. There's something here. Never actually saw anything, but felt presences, as it were. Not as in Luke, I'm your father, I felt your presence. Yeah, it's And no, it might not even be a specific spirit, ghost, whatever you want to call it. It could just be misery has seeped into the place, like the old POW camps. I mean, I've not been to one, thankfully, but people I know who have basically said as soon as you go through the gate, you just feel the weight. The atmosphere is just heavy and thick. You just feel the misery is. Yeah. My cat house. Yes. Crazy cat man. As I say, none of the others will come in. That's the problem, Bob. They won't come in because there's a certain big white floofy ghosty cat here that's scaring them off. So for anyone who's not actually seen the floof monster, don't worry, I'm not going to get a cat skeleton out. Oh, back. Ow, need a new one of them. Best putty cat ever. There's never been a better putty cat than my floofy boy Zach. Hey, here's it, buddy. Yeah, floofy boy. Good evening, Alex. How the devil are you? Good to see you again. We're just talking weirdness like we normally do here. Some streams where things get like detoured off to a different direction, they gradually get pulled back. Here we just go wherever we go. I'm nearly 2.5 hours now, so it's all good, all gravy. We talk about everything and anything here. Sometimes we even get to talking about fish and stuff. We've done what we've done this evening. We've done fish, shrimp, planaria, Doctor Who, Taskmaster, ghosts, cats. No banshees that I'm aware of. Fish tropic. I think that's more a Irish kind of thing. We do have black shuck in this area though, the hellhound, and I have seen that. One of the few times I have been scared by the supernatural. Mandalorian. Yeah, no, I've not watched the Mandalorian. Model Paint, yeah. There's another one. And Model Manufacturers. Yeah. I'm just waiting for the first movie to come out starring Mandalorian. And we know what kind of movie that's going to be. Starring Mandalorian as booby feet. It's going to be something along those lines, isn't it? It's going to happen. Yeah, I don't have Disney. It's that simple. It's probably up on 1, 2, 3 movies or somewhere like that, or it'll be out on DVD relatively soon. Booby fit, yeah, Booty Hunter, exactly. Yeah, I'll say yes, I'm a Star Wars fan, but I'm not massively fussed. It's just too much interesting things to watch on YouTube. All these wonderful fishy channels with interesting and informative content, unlike mine, which is just some fat bloke waffling. What would Baby Yoda be in said film? Oh God, I don't want to know. Yeah, I don't want to watch a porn movie where a character is called the Child. Let's just put it that way. I don't want to. Well, I don't want to get caught. Anyway, yeah, his Dark Materials. Or is it something good? Yeah, I'll say I do just tend towards documentaries, historical. Yeah. Oh no, Golden Child. Oh no. Yeah, now I'm just seeing Baby Yoda peeing on everyone. That's just not a good sight. On the Christmas binge list. Yeah, it's. Like tonight when I fall asleep, I shall be listening to Drakinifel's live stream. Well, not live stream. Dry dock episode from today. Alex does Seattle. Oh dear. So, what was it? What was a meme I saw the other day? It was Zach and Miri making OnlyFans, which only certain people will probably get. But there you go. Yes, I do watch Lindy Page. Obviously, Alex, come on. Yes, Lindy Page, just so English, so waffly. Yeah, we do. Yeah, we share that in common. We like to waffle quite a lot, get off on tangents and sidetracked. But yeah, I did sit and watch his hour-long episode about the Scholar's Cradle the other day, which was rather funny. What was one I watched? Oh, there was another one I watched this morning. Yeah, and Ask a Mortician. I wish him for years. He is just so English. Queen's yeah. So yeah, and yeah, Ask a Mortician. Yeah, Caitlin put one out. Was it yesterday about the death of Graham Parsons? That was quite interesting. And then she did a live stream with someone else about COVID, which I haven't watched yet, but I shall do. Yeah, if you got any kind of interest, even if you haven't got interest in it, in naval history up to World War II, Drakenifel, yeah. Or if you just got insomnia or struggle to get to sleep, great. Because it's just interesting enough that your brain's not going, God, this is boring, God, this is boring, God, this is boring. But not so interesting that it keeps you awake. I need to place more tissue plants. So kind of doing that. Yeah, tissue culture plants are always good fun. But the only thing I've ever tissue cultured is cress and mustard. Every event led us here. It did indeed. Apart from the one that nearly led me to not do this tonight. Yeah, trying to think of anything else lined up to watch. Who else do I watch? I've got a funny feeling that me and Alex pretty much, and possibly Bob, sit and watch exactly the same bloody videos on YouTube. Started as Crime Pays with Body Done. Yes, I watch that. As well. Yeah. Learning all about heart, the various plant genuses and stuff while getting sworn at. And yeah, Shadiversity. Yes, that's another one I watch. Alex, are we brothers or something? Did we get struck by lightning at the same time, or do I use chemicals to de-algify? No, really don't. Don't really get algae. Touch wood. Split at birth. Or split by lightning strike. One or the other. Yeah, no, I mean, algae wise, I mean, yeah, I've got a bit of blackbeard algae in there, but you know, it's meh. And I get a little bit of green algae in the CPD tank, but I'm getting rid of that now. That's gradually going of its own accord. Now the water's getting clearer because I've got some of the tannins out of it. Well, yeah, pretty much all my tanks have got snails in or bristle noses, so or both, or just don't have that much nutrient in the water. So, like the shelly tank, and there may well be a lot of shellies in there, but it comes out as zero nitrate when I do a water test. So, I'm guessing I've got anaerobic bacterial action going on deep down in the sand, which is taking out what nitrates they do produce. But yeah, more plants equals less algae. Yeah, the plants will take the stuff up, so the algae can't. The other tip is don't use blue lights. Like rabbit snails, lovely, they just keep breeding. Yeah, nerites for the win. If you can cope with the little white dots all over the place where they decide to drop their eggs. Although in the shelly tank they keep disappearing into the pump compartments at the back. Less light, plenty of water change. Yeah, I'll show you the shelly tank, Alex, as you may not have seen it before. Just around here. Excuse the ashtray. So I mean that's a good 3 inches of sand in the bottom of that. And you can see the various different layers in it from what the shellies have been doing with it. I'm guessing this kind of weird colour layer around there is probably the anaerobic bacteria going on. Yes, it's a flex. So I've got 2 of them. Yeah, so that's why the floating plants didn't do very well in there, because there's literally nothing in the water column for them to feed on. Yeah, that is the thing. Rabbit snails will eat plants. Yeah, they're constantly rescaping the tank. They'll build a mountain somewhere, and then they'll decide they don't want that mountain there, so they'll move it somewhere else. And yeah, I mean, they're shell dwellers are the ideal Christmas present for someone that person in your life that you've got to buy a present for, but you don't really like, but they keep aquascaped tanks, you know, the perfectly neatly aquascaped tanks. Buy them some shell dwellers. They'll love you. Yeah, don't use assassins. Rabbits. Yeah. I say don't use assassin snails, full stop. I want to try shellies and cribs. Find a shell that can handle lower pH. To be honest, Alex, my cribs are in the same water as the shellies, and they won't stop breeding. They remodel everything, yeah. Unless you give the cribs a coconut hut, then the cribs just use the coconut hut for their breeding, and they don't dig nests or anything. They just go into their hut, have their babies. The babies come out, job done. Or just get a black 10 black 10-gallon plasterer's bath and fill it with water, and cribs just turn up in it. That's what's happening with me as well. Yeah, I'll say that one, and that one are currently home to in total about 120 cribs at the moment. Yeah, and due another batch anytime. But yeah, cribs and shellies are awesome though. If you could get and that would probably be like the world's coolest tank, if you could have a tank that was cribs and shellies in it, and have everyone get on and not eat each other's babies. Yeah, I say, Alex, my cribs are producing like 70 fry at a time at the moment. 22-litre tank, nice tank there, home, good filter, heater, what fish. Oh, in a 22, I'd probably be more tempted to go shrimp, but CPDs, so I still call Danios, White Cloud Mountain minnows, you could get some of those in there without the heater. I'll have to get an export license. Yeah, rainbows would be a bit too big for a 22-litre. 22 is a 5.5 gallon, so perfect for a better. I mean, I don't know if you guys can actually hear the rocks flying around in that shell dweller tank right now. But yeah, they're picking up the lava rock and chucking it around. What else will I do in a 22? Maybe a pair of rams. How many white mountain minnows? Half a dozen. Yeah, something like that. They'll probably multiply anyway. They have a tendency to do that. Oh yeah, some scarlet baddis. Yeah, they'd be good in a small tank. Or pea puffers. Pygmy sunfish. Yeah. Again, a lot of it is also dependent on what you can get locally. Unless you want to order fish in. Now, for example, Alex is suggesting the baddis and the pygmy sunfish. You just don't get those around here. I think I've seen a scarlet baddis once in a store. Oh yeah, thread thin rainbows. A couple of those. Yeah, a few of those. Endlers, there's another good one. Yep, bunch of male endlers, no females. Because otherwise you'll end up with thousands of the bloody things. Or you'll need a tank with cichlids in order to feed the endlers too when you get too many. UK, lots of chainsaws. Like go and say fish. Yeah, I would go. I mean, it all depends on what your local fish stores are. I mean, if you're talking to 22, it's probably that exact tank. I'm guessing it probably came from Pets at Home or somewhere similar. It's probably going to be the same tank, just with a different name on the badge. Yeah, Pets at Home. And what would I say? This is it. I've got a really good Pets at Home local to me. So, I've got fish from there and they've done really well, so I can't complain. Only one I had issues with was rams, and that's just rams being rams. Oh yeah, red-tailed catfish, definitely, yeah. Because they only grow the size of the tank, that's the thing. Could be bristlenose. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm breeding bristlenose in a 15-gallon flex, along with crebensis. But then you'll also get people who tell you can't keep one bristlenose in anything less than 20 gallons. Pacu. Bristlenose are, that's easy enough to show because I've got one sat right on the glass at the moment. They are, she's a female bristlenose plecostomus. And the reason she's in this tank and not in the tank with my male pleco is because she gives birth to about 150 to 200 eggs at a time. Which I don't want to be dealing with. That's why I have 2 tubs like that. Which you won't see because there's no lights, but you might see things moving around in there. That one is currently home to about 80 bristlenose plecos. The other one is currently home to about 90. There's about another 50 in those 3 tanks. And camera's doing its weird won't focus thing again. There we go. And I've got another batch of bristlenoses on the way. Or I have got another batch of bristlenoses because Spotty's on the eggs at the moment. Yeah, there are 80 bristlenose plecos in there, Warrior. I mean, they're all about now an inch long. Xanadudu, hello, how are you? Damn, I'm going long today. Woof woof. But yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. Yeah. You sort of think, yeah, I really want to breed some fish. That'd be great if I could breed some fish. No, it's like a feather in the cap, a string on the bow, and then it's like, yay, they bred. Oh crap, they bred again and again and again and again. Oh bugger. Then you end up with plastic totes on the floor going, right, I'm going to need to get rid of this furniture, so I'm going to stick a fry rack in. Then your wholesaler decides to move. Oscar's work as birth control. About flooding the market, how many quote? Yeah, exactly. Well, you know, I reckon this year there could be a healthy or not this year, next year there will be a large number of Crebensis pulcher Sharpie eye on the market. If people in the UK start buying cribs that are really super friendly and breed all the time, then yeah, probably be mine. Panda Guppy is 67 babies, yep. So I don't necessarily have a guppy fry control at the moment. I just have all my guppies got eaten. I don't know where to put them though. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. It's like, oh great, I've got all these babies. Do I want to keep them? Yeah. Now what do I do with them? Where am I going to put them? Right, time to buy another sponge filter and another heater and another plastic tote. Local stores should appreciate their local breeders. Yeah, they probably should do. Yeah, because they can guarantee the fishy use of the water. Less losses, keeps the money in the local economy, keeps your local fish keeper and breeder buying more stuff. Yeah. This is why that one is currently completely empty. And that one in the middle is technically part of my Christmas present, but it's there just in case. That one is just basically ready to be turned back on. So if I need to split those cribs in that one up, some can go in there. A bit of driftwood, boiled it, submerged it, it won't sink. Yeah, it will do eventually. Or it will do eventually. just weigh it down. That or get a just screw it to a drill a hole in a piece of slate, drill a hole in the bottom of a bit of wood, screw the slate to the wood, and put that in the tank, and that'll hold it down. Yeah, baby fish are the best fish until you got too many of them. Yeah, nail it. All right, Chevy's a little less subtle. Just nail it to a piece of slate. Yeah, it's getting further underwater it is, the quicker it'll soak. I mean, you can't probably see them, but there is one tree stump that side. There is one tree stump that side. Behind that, you can just about see the top of it there, I think. Just behind these crits. That one I put in and it sank straight at the bottom and stayed there. That one floats for about 3 or 4 months. And it's still kind of loose, as it were. It's not like proper dense and sat there and hunkered down. It moves very easily. Yeah, I love that floating. Yeah. Why is my wood floating? Well, because it's wood, not waterlogged. Yeah. Yeah. More air or more water pressure forcing the air out of it. It's basically, I say, it's one of those. It's just some bits will just sink, others will just float. Sticking MSC, mountain minnows, yeah. As I say, just yeah, literally just either stick a rock on top of it to hold it down, or attach it to a piece of slate or whatever. Something like that will do the trick. Shell's got branches floating for Futies, Rowan and Birch, Moss Project maybe. Pursue's got 3 large bits of sink. Yeah, that's when the possibly drill out the centre. Yeah, give the water more surface area to act on. I wonder how many outlets. Yeah. Let's just say I'm running extension cables off of extension cables off of extension cables. But I am good. I do the maths on what the power draw is, so I'm not overloading anything. It's not exactly difficult to figure out. Use the PVC triangle. If you don't know, I think a triangle, we got PVC. So the power at the top, then the voltage and the current. If you multiply the voltage by the current, you get the power. If you divide the power by the voltage, you get the current. And it's an easy way to work it out. In the UK, we're on 13 amp ring main. So as long as the draw doesn't exceed 13 amps, you're okay. Although play it safe and give yourself an amp or two just in case. So, I mean, that is all running off of one plug or one socket. So you've got 7, basically there will be 7 tanks running off of one socket plus the lights. And if I ever manage to empty that Pleco tub, there'll probably be 3 more small tanks going in on the bottom. Or maybe one slightly larger one. We shall see. But anyway, I've been going for nearly 2 3/4 hours. And it's about time for me to take some more painkillers. So, thank you everyone for turning up and sharing your Sunday evening with me. I might do something Christmas Eve, maybe Christmas Day if I get bored. We shall see. Thankfully, work is fairly quiet for me next week, weirdly. Other than that, enjoy your hobby, whichever's hobbies they happen to be. Have fun, stay safe, peace out, rock on, bye bye. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop.